Be the Change Academy takes the entrepreneurial skills and the business acumen of senior business leaders and applies all that knowledge to a frontline challenge. So I've been an international aid worker for 12 years, always involving the private sector to make a difference. This has been quite a unique position, but I'm passionate that the private sector is the most underused resource in development work, and we're missing out if we don't involve them. They have so much to offer.
In Nepal's bustling capital, the first four Be the Change ambassadors are getting a feeling for what they've only read about before: street life, economy, culture, and above all, religion. They still don't know where exactly Linda will take them, but they have expectations about making a difference.
I've been involved with what the UN call interventions for more than a decade now. And you know the problem with interventions? They're interventions. You go, you fix something, and it might be a great alliance between the international community, the business community. You go in, you fix something, and then 10.5 milliseconds later, it's broken again.
I don't know what to expect where we're going. To me, the excitement is to meet the people, perhaps learn from them first and foremost, and then see if we can help them overcome some of their difficulties.
Well, I've known Linda for the last 10 years. I met her during the earthquake, which was the biggest disaster in Pakistan. But the real expectation is to see how they can make big in their own country and in their own environment.
To make sure the undertaking will be truly blessed, Buddhist monks pray for the premiere of Be the Change and the ambassadors' creativity in meeting the challenges in the village. The ceremony, the puja, continues all day whilst Karen, David, Geoffrey and Mujib get ready. Leaving Kathmandu via helicopter, the journey to the village on the Himalayan foothills is shortened to a breathtaking 40 minutes. Now, in the rainy season, it could take up to 2 days with a 4x4 vehicle. Infrastructure and access are the first challenges identified. The secret location unveiled, Jampasal in the district of Gorkha. Whilst the ambassadors were kept in the dark in order to keep an open mind about problems and solutions, the village has been prepared for this visit in many meetings and welcomed the ambassadors warmly. Next to the physical outer journey, an inner journey begins. Jampasal features many aspects common to this region. Remote location, 3 communities on one hillside, several castes in the village area, main activity, subsistence farming, 2 local schools and wonderful people. Management meeting in a mud surrounding. Local challenges are summarized by an expert of the Be the Change partner organization. He's been living months in and with the village. Now the ambassadors will find out about the pitfalls in village economy and come up with solutions.
I decided because of my past experience to focus on utilities in the community, things like power, things like electricity, communications. It ended up I looked at one thing which is critical for this whole community. That is the supply of good, clean water. It sounds strange when you see all of this water around you, rain falling, but this community needs water for lots of things. It needs it for sanitation, needs it for drinking water, it needs it to supply the new hospital, and it needs it throughout the year to supply potentially good cash crops around this whole community. It's one of the secrets to development, providing good, clean water.
Well, what touched me most was understanding more about the caste system, and in particular I met the people from the lowest class, from what's called the untouchables outside this country, and what they had done to try and break out of that, and the young people coming with hope and getting education that's enabled them to break that cycle that their parents don't see themselves coming out of. So we've looked at the positives of the village in trying to think how we can help them best. And there are just so many of them, things to work on. So that was very touching to show that they really are up for it.
I spent a lot of time in a local school today, and just to be amongst the kids that were so respectful, that wanted to learn so much but that had so little, but then were also seemed to be so very happy. It was just just amazing. I mean, I think that there's so many ideas bouncing around, but I think we're all sort of intelligent enough to realise that we've got to concentrate on sort of one thing at a time and build everything up from the solutions that we're looking at. You can't just sort of throw money at something and expect it to be corrected. You've actually got to build a sustainable long-term project and sort of start with one thing and then let everything else sort of build around it.
Simplicity of people and their warmness towards so-called an outsider was the most touching thing. The way they all welcomed us, the enthusiasm, the energy in the younger lot, and even the kids, general upbeat and the energy in the whole village. Once we show them by example, I think we can really do it.
Hands up, not a handout. The BeTheChange philosophy and the ambassadors' ideas for development are discussed with representatives of the village. Water and energy supply, skills improvement, home economy for women spared the chore of a 2-hour trip to get water. All cogwheels of a 5-year improvement plan for the village. 2 full days in Jampasal. Now it's time to leave, with expectations of a quick implementation of the ideas presented on the side of the villagers and with strong determination to put their ideas into practice on the side of the ambassadors. And the way back showed one more issue. Adequate roads are an essential part of development. Back in pulsing Kathmandu, the peace and tranquility of the village recedes. Not so the will to make a difference. It is time to reminisce and to look into the future.
It broke my heart and it mended my heart. And you know what? I had no expectation of how it would work, and it just worked really, really well. We're not interested in making a quick intervention and a quick change. We're interested in changing this community for a very, very long time.
It's one of the most incredible things I've ever done in my life. I'm almost tearing up sort of talking to you. I don't think it's tangible. I don't think it's something that's deep in here that will be with me, just having had the experience and being with the community and just a real sense of hope that whatever we can put together will actually be a good change. The whole thing about BeTheChange is not to put a sticking plaster over areas that are cracking, but it's actually to develop a plan that will work and make the community more sustainable over a long period of time and onwards to the future.
To be taken out of one's comfort zone and everyday life and be dropped into this village the people the Nepali people are the most wonderful people to meet. They're so open and welcoming. And it was just brilliant to be taken into their culture for a few days. I think we really felt we could get to grips with some of the issues and have a good conversation with them and come up with perhaps some solutions.
I'm delighted. I am overwhelmed and my heart is full. I was told when I first started this work that there was one great warning though that I had to give people that came on the journey. It's very addictive. Making a difference changes your life and you never stop.